Okay, here we are at Mineral Life, and we're going to demonstrate the distressed finish. Here are the products we're using: the Coarse Tex lime paint, the lime plaster, and water glass coating. So we're gonna start on a primed surface wall. Your concrete wall should be primed with standard acrylic exterior paint primer. If you have a porous wall or patching, you want to do 2 coats and just make sure it's well primed and ready to go. So now we're going to start with the textured Coarse Tex lime paint application. Okay, now we're going to apply the Coarse Tex lime paint. This is in the cement gray color. You can mix it. It's ready to use. You can mix it and then wait about 5 minutes for it to settle down. If it's too wet, the texture will not hold up. So here you can see, as we're applying this, the texture that comes out. The texture will hide defects in the plaster to a point. Otherwise, it's best to have a nice flat surface. Okay, we finished rolling. As you see, we did leave some spots that are hard to get, and we're going to be covering those with the next step, which was the lime plaster. So we're going to let this dry now. It dries pretty quick depending on the temperature. I would say 15 minutes to a half hour. It should be ready to go. Okay, now we have the lime paint almost dry. You can see the textured lime paint, the Coarse Tex lime paint. When it dries, you see it lightens in color. The dark areas are just still drying, but we're good enough to start. Now we're going to cut the surface to cut off the edges that will fall off later, so we'll have a nice firm surface. Okay, it comes off very easy and quick. So now we're going to start with the lime plaster. And we're going to hurl the lime plaster or broadcast it right on the surface for the distress finish. Just randomly, as you like, and not everywhere, but as you wish. If the lime plaster has been on the wall for a while, you want to wet it first. Hose it down just like any plaster render and let it dry before you add the lime plaster. That will avoid cracking. Okay, good. Now we're going to let this dry. Well, actually, we're going to trowel it first. Good. Now we're going to trowel it smooth. Okay, good. Now we're going to let this dry. This might take a half hour to an hour depending on the sun and temperature. And then we're going to come back and do the last step, which is the water glass coating, white steam. Okay, now we have the dry panel with the lime plaster dried over the Force-Tex lime paint. We're scraping it now a little bit more just to get any loose material from the plaster, and then we're going to spray with the Int'l 5500 HVLP sprayer, the water glass coating white steam. The Int'l, you could open up or close the size of the spray. We want to, because there's texture, it doesn't drip as easily, but you would want to be prepared with a roller or a brush to catch any drip. So the white steam is a translucent white silicate coating. It's both a sealer, a protective coating, and gives it a little more coloration and distress, softens the finish. Could be sprayed unevenly, or you could start evenly. And you're going to need, I would say, 2 coats, 2 light coats, or more in certain areas for accents. Okay, we're going to let this dry. Within 15 minutes, it should be good and dry. And then spray a second coat as you put your preference. Okay, we have now the water glass coating, white steam, dried first coat. We're going to highlight it a little more with the second coat, just in a natural area, just to give a little more depth. Okay. All right, so we're going to let that dry, and we'll have our finished wall panel. Okay, now we have our finished panel, and you can see it dry with 2 coats of the water glass coating. Your wall, you can spread the lime plaster as you like with different variations. Okay, here we have the second coat, dry, and you can see that natural variation. The lime plaster is applied over the panel. On your wall, it can be applied in just different sections in a natural way. It doesn't have to be as much lime plaster, or in some areas you can do variation. Good luck. Okay, now we have our finished panel, and you can see it dry with 2 coats of the water glass coating. Your wall, you can spread the lime plaster as you like with different variations.